Oklahoma? Both.
Hit the switches, Chuck.
That's cool.
That's the only thing I don't like. It's loud, but I know why they dumped the exhaust.
Yeah.
And it's because so they can set it all the way on the ground. So this thing has no mirrors. Like,
I love it. There's a f***ing passenger cigarette lighter.
it's a Cadillac. It's like, look, this thing's dirty too.
Sean has
Everything I own is dirty.
Yeah, Sean's got the donk. You got the 59 Caddy on air. This is pretty cool. Any plans to put a kicker system in this?
Everything has to have a stereo. I'm a stereo guy. Like, I listen to music all the time.
No seat belts, nothing. This is just
Not in 59, they didn't have seatbelts.
hold on and pray.
Yeah, they didn't have
You
seatbelts.
got enough metal around you. You'd be good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This
These
is a
cars
real-
are
this is a
actually
real car.
Real car.
I'm sure it's f***ing manual brakes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I love how open this feels, though.
Oh,
like,
bro.
you get that whole side window.
Yeah. Like,
Like,
literally,
look
I can
at that.
like crawl back here.
Think about think about how many babies were born in the 60s.
Oh yeah. I mean,
After having a 59 Cadillac.
bro, like, you got like all the room in the world.
This
up there.
looks so insane from the camera. Just get
I
chilling.
mean, it's huge. This window right here, like you can literally like crawl out and fly. I mean, this thing is massive.
There are apartments in New York that are smaller.
Oh
than
yeah,
this.
you should get rent for this car in New York. This is when cars were cars, man.
Yeah, these were real heavy.
Yeah, there's probably a few kids consumed in the backseat of this car.
Yeah.
Okay, this confuses me. Factory power windows?
Yeah.
In 59,
Yep.
they had power windows, no
Oh,
seatbelts.
and the crank is for the side window.
Yes. So I don't know which was which, but
Oh,
yeah, it has. I got one regulator that's messed up.
that's
but
cool as hell. This is the old school air conditioner right here. I remember as a kid, my parents would hold their cigarette and they'd put it like right here and then suck
try
it
to
out.
Suck the smoke out.
I'd be like, I can't breathe. Shut up, you'll be fine.
When they say caddy turn,
Okay.
this
Take the
was
whole
gonna do a
block.
donut. Yes.
We got one coming, but oh, baby. Like, I feel like I need a Tommy gun, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Hand me that chopper.
Well, that's why they probably use these, because you can shoot out the whole
Oh,
side of the car.
Yeah,
It's like a minivan.
but way cooler.
Yeah, way cooler. That's where they got the steering from in movies, you know? You gotta actually steer
Need a
the
fucking steering ball.
You gotta steer it when you drive straight.
Yo, you're 2
Double
feet on
brake pedal ammo. You're like me, I can barely touch the pedals. I'm short. It's one of the coolest cars I've ever rode in.
It's just a cool car. Like I said, I want to make it quiet. I think it'd be cool to have vintage air,
Yeah, a little bit of power.
LS swap, where you could cruise this at 90 down the highway, you know.
This would be a cool cruising Oklahoma car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
That was cool. It's definitely an experience. I don't think I've ever been in a car with switches and so that was
Really? Wow.
No,
I've never owned
it's
a
cool.
car with switches.
It's cool. I dig it.
Dude, this thing just looks like a villain car, you know? Like, you just look like you're
Gangster.
yeah, gangster for
Al,
sure.
Al Capone. You're like literally in that scene, like, oh brother, we're out thou. That guy's driving the movie. He's like, hand me that chopper.
Hand me that chopper.
Hey, pulls that gun out. Shoots all the cows down. Oh, George, not the livestock.
Oh, George, not the livestock.
Oh, that's cool. Back up? Yeah, it's going.
Yep.
Four-wheel drive. There you go.
So obviously, the truck scene is
It's the truck scene.
really big in Oklahoma. So
What is it, like 04?
this is a 03.
03.
Yeah, same thing. Came for sale on Facebook in the middle of the night, and boom, you know, I bought it and sight unseen. But I knew the truck; it was a clean truck. Bales had tuned it when it was an all-motor truck, and had the tranny built and some other things. And it went to Tulsa. The guy put a turbo kit on it, put it on the 85, and I don't know what happened. It was scared him or too fast or whatever happened. But Todd Harper bought it from him, put it on Facebook. I bought it 5 minutes later. So. It's a cool truck.
5.3, 4.8.
This one had a 4.8 in it.
4.8?
Well, it still does have a 4.8. We had a little mishap. So it has an on-3 turbo kit. And as you can tell, that's not an on-3 turbo.
No,
So,
was that like a 67?
yeah, it's actually that's a 76.
76.
So we put that on there. I dropped it off at Bales. We had that cheesy ass boost controller that you see on there. We're smarter than that. We know not to use that.
And that's like a Jegs intake manifold, right? I have the same manifold for my 80 Trans Am.
It came on the truck.
Yep.
I know better than to use that boost controller.
Yeah.
So on the spring, it made 11 pounds.
You just keep twisting it, right?
Yeah. So 11 pounds on the spring. He gave it a half a turn, and it made 37 pounds and lifted the heads.
That'll do it.
So
I bet it ran like for about 3 seconds.
yeah, I don't even think it was 3 seconds. We built a 6-liter for it. All badass stuff, rods, pistons, rock. I mean, we did it's fully built. So I went ahead and built a 4L80. The motor's done, the training's not done. So this is going to be a cool truck. It ought to make 1,000, 1,200 horsepower.
Stock PCM, fuel tech?
Right now it's on the stock ECM.
Okay.
So I would love to put fuel tech on everything, but that's probably not going to happen. So, but
So
yeah,
this is just going to be a nice cruiser.
it's just a daily driver,
Yep.
E85, something fun. As you can tell, you can look in the bed. Our great friends at Nitrous Express.
Yep.
So, you know, a turbo truck, it's a little slow off the line, so I figured
What better way to
I'll
put
put a
some
kid
spray
on
on
it, you know, and even when you're roll racing, you know, you can leave on the bottle and turn it off in a second or 2 seconds,
Yep.
you know, so, I want everything I own to be fast, so.
Is this going to be hidden or is it going to be behind?
Nah, I'm not going to hide it.
It'll be cool trucks. These trucks have really went up in value recently, too.
Yeah, these trucks are hard to find. I got a good deal on that. I think I gave 12 for this truck, and you can't even touch a stock truck for 12 right now.
Not as a clean roller.
Right now, yeah.
And it seems like
this was a clean truck.
every one of these trucks are this color, though.
Yeah, I know.
There's so many pewter LS trucks out there.
So yeah, this is a cool truck, and like I said, it's just one of them deals that I think everything should be turboed. So
I am a far bigger fan of turbos and blowers. But it seems like a lot of the guys are now going to blowers. What's up with all that?
man,
Is that obviously
me,
they're winning.
okay, so if you look at, speaking of no prep kings, when you're talking about, it's a great combination. The deal is, it's the weight break. They get to weigh. I mean,
really?
Yeah, man, dude. It is.
So they
it
need
is
to
the
revamp the
best
rules.
Combination for the weight. They have to weigh like 2675, and a twin turbo car has to weigh 2975.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a.
So they need to throw some weight on those guys. Ryan's being like,
I'm not
hell
gonna
no.
pick on my Ryan Martin fans, but yeah, they need a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
So
Because they're the top 1 and 2 cars, both blower cars.
I think
Ryan and the other
blower
guy?
car has won every race except for one. So
All Pro Charger too, right?
all Pro Chargers. Yeah,
Yeah, so
they've got it down. I mean, you can't, like I said, you can't bang the combination. Pro Charge Hemi, it's the winningest combination out there right now.
I mean, like we were talking about earlier, imports are cool, but there's at some point cubic inches take over. I mean, how big are those motors? 500 inch?
I think 572.
Yeah.
And that's what, like my the 481X, they're 572. And like I say, I mean, think about it, just like your 2JZ. I mean, it makes a ton of power, but when can you use twin 98s?
Yeah.
I mean, so.
And the 2JZ, it's not proud till 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 RPM. I mean, they make nothing down low. We have to use a lot of Nitrous Express to get that turbo going.
Yeah.
So this is the Corvette. I know this car. You've had it a long time. I know it's a twin turbo. Is it an auto deal?
Yeah, automatic. So
I'm guessing RPM.
the
probably...
story on this car, obviously I bought it from the guy, Don, who I sold my business to.
Okay.
He bought this car in Detroit. The guy worked at GM, bought the car, ran it back down the assembly line. You know, it's an 03 Z06.
Okay.
They don't make an automatic
Ever.
03 Z06.
Yeah.
So the car got flagged when he put it for sale and stuff because everybody's like, no, it's not a Z06 if it's an automatic. Well, it is an automatic. It's got a built tranny, RPM.
So it's a factory auto Zio?
Well, I don't know how you say factory because you bought it and then he worked at the GM plant, so kind of one of them deals where it went back down.
That's cool.
So that's kind of unique.
So I'm guessing a 4L60E is what was in it stock?
It's got a 4L60. It's built RPM. It had a no numbered block when he bought the car, and it was a 388. The car ran pretty good. It was on gasoline. I think it made like 680, 670. Decent running car. Obviously, he wanted to go faster,
Sure.
so we put it on E, upgraded the fuel system and stuff, and basically we maxed it out, broke the block. Actually, it detonated and broke the block. I think whoever was tuning it, I don't remember who was tuning it at that time, but had a little bit too much time in or not enough fuel. Anyway, we broke the block, so he built, it's a 440, it's LS Next block.
Okay.
He built a 440-inch motor for it. So the next problem, we get it all back together and stuff. It's on 85, makes a ton of power. It just pisses off the turbos. The turbos break.
What
Every
size?
time we take this out, they're like 62s.
Oh, God, I bet that
Turbonetics.
spools.
And unfortunately, if you make 15, 16 pounds of boost, they'll live for a little bit. As soon as you turn it up to 18 to 20, which is about max on those things with that motor, it kills them every time. And they start pissing. Well, that's what's wrong with it right now. It's got bad turbos. This company, Turbo Technologies out of Washington, has an upgraded precision turbo. Well, as we all know, you can't get parts for right now. So they're sitting on back order. They're not a direct fit, but they're close. But this thing makes right at 1,000 right now. And that's way more than those turbos are supposed to make. So the Precisions are supposed to make 1,200.
And the turbos, I assume, are in the wheel wells?
They're right next to the oil pan.
Okay.
They're a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Like, I mean, they barely fit in there. It's just a cool car. He was never going to sell it. Ran into some money problems. I had a little bit of money, and I did a lot of work on this car, so
Bought it.
I took it off his hands. And
looks like it's a well-optioned car. Heads-up display.
it's been a really fun car. I'm not a Corvette guy. That's what's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not a Corvette guy, but I like this style. I like everything about this car, and on top of it, it's fast as Like, it's just a cool. The last person I road raced was Kong.
Okay.
And we raced 3 times on the way back from Hinton.
And the Porsche?
In the Porsche. And we went from like, he wanted to go 30 to 130, and it was like school bus lengths. He goes, man, let's go a little bit higher. Let's go to 70. And so we do 70 to whatever, and I still just drove away from him.
That's
so he's like, man, can we go from like 90 to, and I'm like, what? So we did, and he jumped me a little bit, but I still drove around him, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
Was that the white Porsche? That was when y'all did the daily driver race thing out at Hinton for?
Yes.
For the show, right?
Yeah. No, not for the show, but it was for...
It's for something.
Yeah. But it seemed like it wasn't his fastest car.
No, yeah.
But I think it was the white one.
Yeah, the white one.
We just went roll racing with him last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we just went roll racing with him and a 7.
He knows all about this car, but he only knows what it looks like back here. Like,
Oh, man. The disrespect.
sorry, Kong, but this is all he ever saw.
Oh, that's epic.
So,
What's up with them wheels, though?
they were on the... I know,
What's up with them wheels, Chuck?
I don't know. They came on the car.
I mean, those are classic SP 505 or
They're high-dollar
550s.
wheels.
Yeah.
It's just not really my style, but it's like I haven't... You know, me, I'd rather put beadlocks on it, skiddies on the front, you know. I'm just not a Corvette guy. I'll be honest with you. Look at that.
That's early Chuck.
Looks just like me.
Man, that's an Xbox.
That was last month.
Xbox series.
Right here, right there. Boom.
Oh.
There's a handful of them sitting there. So, yeah, I'm not a Corvette guy. So, to be honest with you, this car is going to get new turbos. We'll finish tuning it, and to be honest with you, it's going to go bye-bye.
Sell it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never really known you to be a vet guy.
I'm not a vet. I make fun of every guy that drives a vet.
You don't have New Balances on.
No. I don't have the right shoes or the right shorts or the right hat or the right Corvette jacket or anything.
Is this out of the Death Trap?
Yep.
So is Morgan & Son still do your motors?
Yep. The new car obviously is Proline, so Proline will do all the new motors. So
What happened there?
broke a rod.
A rod decided to
100%
exit
my
the
fault. Yep. I found the limitations on timing and destroyed 2 motors in 6 passes.
Ouch.
Yeah, expensive mistake. 100% my fault.
Yeah, that car, I mean, I don't know if you want to tell us, but how fast is that car? It's a small block.
That car has been 409 at like 186. That's how fast that car is. And it should not go that fast.
And it's a true small block car.
It's a true small block, cast.
Yeah.
That looks like billet, but that is a cast block, cast heads, cast intake.
Twin 88s?
And it's twin 82s.
82s.
Yeah. So it should not, that motor should not make that much power. That car should not be that fast, but it's a happy combination, and it just.
And you bought that from Sean, right?
It came from Murder Nova, and he's the one that named it Death Trap, because it was a
sketchy motherfucker.
It was a sketchy ass. It was a death trap when I bought it. So car ran like 620 or 610. It was like a 6.0 car when I bought it.
Right. God damn, that's a lot heavier than I thought it'd be. Nitrous Express Pro 4-cylinder.
Oh yeah, in 2004, Nitrous Express sponsored the class, and none of us ran nitrous.
And now they're some of our, they've been a great help to
yeah,
everybody.
absolutely.
Guys at Nitrous Express, they're awesome.
Yeah,
Down
Nitrous
in
Express guys are
Wichita
awesome.
Falls, Texas. So obviously, as you have a great relationship with Kicker, these are badass. Kicker, like I said last for Sean, great Oklahoma-owned company up in Stillwater.
Yeah, so they helped me a little bit when I raced imports. So when we started doing Street Outlaws, I'm like, man, I need to hit those guys up again and see if they're interested in doing a little bit. And obviously they jumped right on it. The guy I used back in 2000s obviously wasn't there anymore, but the guy that I got to, he remembered me. So I kind of got my foot in the door, and basically just kind of gave me some product and stuff, to kind of put their name on there. And then now look, I mean, they take care of almost everybody on Street Outlaws.
They're awesome.
Yeah, everybody. So, and I've got to know them pretty well. Steve is just, dude, they are gold. It is a great, and I call it a great Oklahoma company. Like, I've had other people approach me and it's like, hey man, we'll pay you this much money. We'll do this. I'm like, I'm not interested. Like, there's a little bit of loyalty there, you know.
For sure.
They're from Oklahoma, I'm from Oklahoma, and they've been really good to me. So
Kicker's great. Who's your contact up there? Tracy? Or?
Tracy. I always use Tracy, and then I'm friends with Sandy. So Sandy always
Sandy's great.
hooks me up. Yeah.
I went up there 3 weeks ago. Met with Sandy about doing the Cruising Oklahoma thing up there.
Yeah.
Then we had to cancel it because of COVID. I hope you still come out because we're going to Sulphur.
I'm still coming out. I gotta find something to drive. Everything's broke.